Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Daily Balance, Idaho Central Credit Union's video podcast, where we're here to bring you tips and tricks to help you on your way to achieving financial success. And today I'm here with Nickole Romriell.
Hi, Laura.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. And you are our Member Assistance Operations Manager.
Correct.
So what does that mean?
So I do all the things, right?
Yes.
I handle a lot of hiring, so bringing in new team members, which is fantastic opportunity. And then really overseeing just kind of the tips and tricks that we use to help our members with overdrawn share accounts or delinquent accounts. We handle a lot of training within our department. So we're just kind of trying to tie all those things together. Nice.
And today we're really going to talk about, New Year's resolutions and how that works for people or doesn't work for people, but how we're going to help it work for you. We have heard from Fidelity that 43% of people say that saving more money is their number one resolution when they kick off the new year. Yes. It's always a great resolution to have. So one of the things that I think is really cool is that you have the designation as a financial counselor through CUNA, which is the Credit Union National Association. And you use that all the time to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. So CUNA's given us some really great tools to be able to utilize with our members. And I think a lot of it is kind of common sense, but being able to help guide, how do we budget? What makes the most sense for you? How can we help you start saving and moving towards that next step in your life?
Yeah. And one of the things that we do at Idaho Central, which I think is super cool, is every new team member at Idaho Central gets a book called 4 Laws of Debt-Free Prosperity. And it's how to, get a hold of your finances. And it talks about 4 things: tracking, trimming, targeting, and training.
Correct.
And we're going to kind of break those down today, which I think is awesome. But it really simplifies how to really take control of your budget, and that will help with your New Year's resolutions.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's get into it. Okay, tracking. Tracking's one of those things, you probably just got to do it.
Absolutely. So we live in this world, in this era of just instant gratification. And so the tracking portion is really just going to give us an opportunity to make sure that we're putting all those expenditures down, and we're making sure that we know where our money is going, because it's swiping the debit card, out of sight, out of mind. We don't pay a lot of attention to it. So it's similar to having a dollar bill in your hand. Do you really think you need that, or do you want that? Maybe I don't want to break my $20 bill today, so I'm going to hang on to that, and I'll look at getting it later. So I think the tracking just helps us with our own mindset and knowing, do I need this or do I want this?
Right. And really slowing you down on that purchase. It's kind of like counting calories, right? Like if you have to write those down, it's like, do I really need that cookie? I don't want to write those calories down.
Absolutely. It's accountability.
Same kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Same kind of thing. And you recommend, I know we've talked about this a little bit, registers from the branch.
Correct.
Right? So it's kind of an old school technique, really. It's kind of used with checkbooks typically, right? But we still have them.
Yes.
And
so if you go into your local branch and you ask, they're going to have a check register. And it's just an easy way for you to carry something with you where you can write down, oh, I just bought a Starbucks coffee, or I visited the gas station and this is how much it was. Oftentimes, we all know with gas prices the way that they are right now, we have a budget for that, but we're actually really exceeding that.
Right. And so tracking, number one key thing, get your head wrapped around what you're spending, because the next thing is really budgeting, and it kind of goes into those trimming and targeting areas, but budgeting. So how do you take that information and help yourself make better decisions on your budget?
Well, I think the biggest thing is really redirecting your spending. A lot of times we like to stop at Starbucks, or for me, I like to go to Soda Barn. It's a very quick, easy $5 to spend. So if I'm going to evaluate that at the end of the week, it's very easy for me to realize, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I just spent $50 at the Soda Barn. Maybe that's a little bit ridiculous. Maybe it's not. But now I can get it in check with, what do I have available for that, so that I can start budgeting. It's really all about redirecting your spending so that you understand where your money is going, and you can really start saving towards the goals that you really want long-term.
Right. And one of the tools that we have is a budgeting brochure.
Correct.
And I love that because it really walks you through, because sometimes you lose track, unless you've written it down somewhere, you lose track of all of the different expenses that you're going to have every single month. And that brochure really takes you through, remember, this one's a pretty obvious one, but your house or your rent payment, number one. But then you have like your car payments and your utilities and your phone payments and all of those things that are important to make sure you're prioritizing and saving. I think we talk a lot about this, but paying yourself first, making sure you're taking that before you almost even see it.
Correct. So that monthly budget sheet gives us an opportunity to track the recurring expenses, but it also gives you a chance to work in some of those miscellaneous expenses. I don't think we always plan for or ever plan for one of our children to break their arm and have to go to the emergency room or visit a doctor because they're sick. And so it gives you an opportunity to kind of start budgeting those things in so they don't catch you off guard.
Right. And the next part that I want to talk about a little bit is managing debt, because in some cases it's easy for those things to get away from people, and there really can be a light at the end of the tunnel for people to get that under control. And so how do you, when you have somebody that comes to you that has gotten themselves into a situation where they need to kind of rebuild and kind of, fix some things, how do you kind of direct them through that?
So I think it's oftentimes also a redirection, right?
Yeah.
It's a mindset change so that we can help them understand that making that minimum payment really is not going to benefit them. A lot of times your unsecured debt is just an interest-only payment. And so that $25 payment that you're making every month towards your visa isn't going to bring that balance down. So what we really want to talk about is what can you contribute above and beyond the minimum payment so that we can start paying down the principal of the loan. A lot of times an installment loan is going to be a better opportunity to be able to do that. And you have a short term. We know that in 36 months, we're going to have that $10,000 paid off versus I have $10,000 on a credit card revolving line of credit that I'm just making a minimum payment and not bringing that balance down. Right.
And one of the things that I think is so empowering is when you have done the tracking and you've learned that maybe you've spent a little bit more in one area than you intended to, and you can not even cancel doing that. It doesn't mean you don't ever go get a soda.
Absolutely not.
But instead of doing $50, maybe you spend 10 and you have 40 extra to go towards that minimum payment to pay that down. And so it's just kind of about shifting a little bit and really knowing where you are and where you can make those changes.
Yes, very much. It's goal oriented. That's where the targeting portion comes in. So I really encourage anybody to set a goal for themselves. Put a picture. It seems kind of old school and something that we did when we were little kids, right? You put that little picture on your mirror in your closet, and so you see it every single day, so you can remind yourself, what am I really working towards? Right. So that targeting piece is going to be a big deal.
And that'll really help you stick to it too. I mean, sometimes we're very motivated at the start, but how do we keep that motivation?
Absolutely.
And it's small, bite-size goals.
Little bit at a time.
You
don't have to take that big bite all at once. You're not going to be perfect or meet that goal tomorrow. But you want to take those small steps in between.
And it's exciting when you have successes.
Yes.
And celebrating those is really awesome.
Yes.
Really good. So what would you say are your favorite products and services at Idaho Central that help members do some? I mean, we've talked about the brochure, but I know we have a lot of other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about this a little bit with our eBranch. So our eBranch has a lot of potential with being able to track your own spending, create savings goals so that you know that you're working towards something. And it's all built right into that eBranch. One of the things that we mentioned earlier was My Credit. It's an opportunity for you to really see where you're at right here and right now with your credit. And it's going to give you some tips on how to adjust that and create better credit for yourself. Some of those things fall into place when we look at credit utilization. If you're maxing out your credit cards, that's going to go against you. So you want that utilization to be smaller in that 30% range. It's also going to track online or on-time payments and how long have you made those on-time payments. So credit history along with credit utilization, it gives us an opportunity to really see the big picture of where you're at with that credit.
That's what I like about the My Credit feature is that it really does give you suggestions. It's like, okay, here's one area that you could be working on that would help boost your credit a little bit.
And they're easy.
Yeah, they are really easy.
Sometimes they can take a little bit of time, but they're going to be pretty simple things to implement.
Yeah, that's great. And I know one other thing that we do at Idaho Central that I just think is amazing is that we take time to sit down with our members at any point along the journey and just say, hey, wherever you are, whether you're in a position that you need some help figuring out how to fix something that's gone off track, or if you're at a place where you're like, I just want to make sure I'm making good decisions going forward. And we really do. We sit down with every single member, and the branches can do that, or they work with your team.
Correct. Yeah. Anytime you have questions or concerns, you can definitely sit down with one of our trained loan officers. They're available to help understand and guide somebody through that credit journey themselves. Or our member assistance team is a fantastic asset to the credit union, and specifically members who are looking for options to be able to help them through those hard times.
Yeah. And really, there's usually a lot of things that members might not even know are available to them.
Yeah.
And just by coming in and sitting down, we're able to say, hey, you know what we can do? We could help with this in this way and really help you set those goals and help you meet those goals.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We definitely have a very skilled team in being able to help members look towards that, because that is our motto, right? We want to help all members achieve financial success. And so that success comes in little bits and pieces, but it's something that we can guide.
Yeah. So what's the number one way, just as a reminder, because it's resolution season, what's the number one way you think to keep people on the track? How do people stick with their plan?
I think you just got to set those targets.
Yes.
Little goals at a time. Maybe it's just a monthly goal that you're going to reach, but once you hit that, let's create that success and create that celebration for accomplishing the goal. And then we set that goal out a little bit further. Maybe you're just looking to save $50 for the month of January. Yeah. That's fantastic. But maybe the goal is $3,000 by the end of the year. So if you set those small goals and you actually celebrate as you hit those milestones, I think it will be a big difference.
And then keep it top of mind. Keep looking at it. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would say before we wrap it up today?
No, I think we've covered all of it. Just remember those 4 laws. Yeah. They're simple steps. Yeah. And I think if you budget correctly and you track your expenses, you're going to find that all those things fall into place pretty easily.
Yeah. And that you're not in it alone.
Yeah. For sure. Everybody's here.
Well, thank you so much, Nickole. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.